Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be giving you some tips, tricks, things that I have done recently that have improved my mental health, things that have helped me get through some feelings of seasonal depression, and with just everything that's going on in the world right now, I know a lot of people who are really struggling, and these are just simple things that you're able to incorporate into your life. So that's why I'm here. I thought that I would share them with you in hopes that it would be helpful for you as well. Now, I know that I've watched a lot of these videos or reels talking about things you can do to improve your mental health, and a lot of them are pretty self-explanatory. There's a lot of, exercise, get out on a walk, read some books, travel. And although all of those things are certainly true, I think some of them are pretty obvious, and then some may be unrealistic for the place that you're in your life right now. And of course, everybody's different, so the things that helped me might not be helpful for you. I did try hard though to make a list of things that I felt could be applicable to everybody, with also acknowledging that everyone is different. So just because these things helped me, it doesn't necessarily mean that everyone will relate to that. It is going to take a lot of effort on your part though, especially if you are already in a place where you're having a lot of negative feelings, in a dark spot. It's really hard to kind of push yourself to do anything, even if you know those things will benefit you in the long run. So I completely understand that, but I'm hoping that you can at least find one or two of these things that you're able to encourage yourself to get out there and do. And even if you're feeling okay emotionally right now, I think these things could be super beneficial in preventing getting to a more negative headspace. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So the first thing that I have been trying to do every day is laugh. Again, I know it sounds pretty simple, maybe self-explanatory, but I think we oftentimes don't realize how much laughter can help us emotionally. If you don't believe me, think back to a time that you had a really good day with family or friends and you were just laughing, and think about how you felt after that time. I think I've been trying really hard to consciously find joy in small things. So whether that be watching a silly TV show with Damick, or 10-second reel. Damick and I like to joke around a lot, often at each other's expenses, but it's kind of our sense of humor. It usually makes us laugh. And even that one moment can mean a lot, because if you're anything like me, sit up at night having anxiety, thinking about all the things that went wrong in the day, all the things you didn't accomplish, all the things you have to do tomorrow, and it's kind of nice to have that one calming, happy moment of the day that you can reflect on. The next thing is planning or doing fun activities every weekend. And these don't have to be huge, major, expensive things. Damick and I recently have done a range of activities, from going to a museum, to going out to a nice dinner, to going hiking, or sitting in the apartment and playing board games. And a lot of the board games we have are not even really made for two people. It's usually like 3 or more. But it's still fun. You still laugh and you find ways to kind of accommodate. Usually we kind of rock, paper, scissors as to who gets to choose the first game, and whoever wins that game gets to choose the next one. We spent like a whole day doing this and we had so much fun. But planning these things ahead of time and having something to look forward on the weekends, I found has really helped me kind of push through the week, push through those hard times, and then get kind of a little reward at the end of it. Another thing I have been trying to push myself to do lately, which is out of my comfort zone for sure, is reach out to some old friends, acquaintances that I've had. Now, I do have a lot of people in the past that were friends, and things have happened and it wasn't, reflecting back, it wasn't necessarily a healthy relationship. So that's not the people I'm talking about. But there are people for me that I lost touch with simply just because, I moved away. And I always felt kind of weird if it had been a few years and then like I kind of thought about this person, maybe I saw something on social media, or sometimes I just randomly think about past times, and I always feel like it almost seems fake to reach out after all this time. And I will say, planning a wedding and kind of determining who we wanted to invite definitely pushed me to have to do that, because there are some people that I felt should be invited because they were a big part of our relationship and I wanted them there on that day. So it encouraged me to reach out, and I think it also helped change my thought process a little bit of, you know what, like, that's okay. The other person didn't necessarily reach out over that time either. And I think all of these people were very kind and were very eager to be like, let's meet up for coffee, let's get dinner. And it feels really good to grow your support system. Next one might be a little obvious. You might not like me for this one, but I have tried to set stricter boundaries with my phone. Of course, we all know the endless doom scroll. Usually for me, it's like at the end of the night, right before I'm trying to fall asleep. And I've definitely tried to be more conscious about the time that I spend on social media, but it's not even solely just that. I mean, I sometimes feel that I always owe people a response right away, because in my mind, it's like the convenient, respectful thing to do, even though I'm not getting that necessarily from other people. And I was finding that fear of like, oh, someone texted me, I'm in a meeting right now, but I have to respond, otherwise they're gonna think that I'm ignoring them, was very unhealthy for me. Shocking. Or even if it's not like work related, if it's just me sitting and reading a book and I'm in the middle of my chapter and I see I got a text, it's okay for me to finish that chapter of the book. I think having phones are a very beautiful thing because you're able to connect with people very easily, and people who you're not, in close proximity with. But on the other hand, it constantly is making you overstimulated by all of these people, all of these things that are going on in the world. So I think it's really, really important to set those boundaries, set your phone aside for a while, do whatever you gotta do, and you can always come back to it later. The next thing that I have been pretty adamant about doing is keeping a consistent schedule, especially during the weekdays. For me, this means waking up at a similar time every day, working out certain days, eating meals at similar times each day, and also doing one thing each day that I enjoy. So whether that is watching a TV show, reading a chapter of a book, writing, actively scheduling time in my day to do those activities. I think knowing what to expect week by week is helpful for your brain to kind of comprehend all the things you might have on your to-do list. And I also find that it makes me more productive to keep that consistency. And then on the weekends, I like to be a little bit more spontaneous. I mean, as I said, I like to plan one or two activities to do, but I don't necessarily keep that strict schedule. I think there's a balance between everything, and for me, it's the weekdays are more consistent and the weekends are a little bit more open. The next thing is I have started to take more proactive steps in accomplishing my goals. If I'm being entirely honest, most of my goals are more long-term, so they're not necessarily things that I can accomplish right now, right at this moment. That's hard for me. So a part of that has been setting more short-term goals so that I'm able to feel more accomplished in smaller increments of time. But also for those long-term goals, a lot of them require immense amounts of research, which is something that, in all honesty, I was kind of pushing off because I was like, oh, I'll do that when it's closer to. But then I kind of realized why. Why am I pushing this back? I think it was also making me unhappy that I had all of these goals that I wasn't working towards accomplishing whatsoever. So even if you have a goal that seems really far in the future, try doing a bit of research on it, try figuring out what it is that you like, what it is that you don't like about the goal, and what you think you could actually accomplish. The last thing is something that I have talked about in a couple of my recent videos, but it has been taking some online courses. I recently signed up for a masterclass subscription, so I've been taking classes through there, some other sites. Now this can get expensive, and I realize that. There are a lot of free courses out there as well. I just have very niche things that I wanted to take courses in. And I'm not doing this by enrolling in a university or anything like that. It's literally just me Googling courses on this. And so far, I've only taken a speech and rhetoric class, and right now I'm in a poetry class, but I have a long list of courses that I plan to take. It makes me feel more accomplished and happy that I'm learning something, especially learning something that I'm passionate about. And I also have always not really liked school. I don't like being told that I have to do something. And for the first time, this feels like I'm choosing to take these courses, and I can choose when I do the courses, how quickly I do them, and I'm learning a lot about myself. I mean, I didn't really know that I had such a big passion for writing and poetry, so that's been really fun. It's been a great creative outlet for me. So yeah, if you've had something that you've been passionate about for a while, wanted to learn more about, I encourage you to just look out there, see if there's anything that you could find. And those are some of the main things that I've been doing recently to help with my mental health. Again, I hope that you could find some or all of them helpful for you. And if you do try some of these things out, let me know in the comments below. Let me know what you thought. Please give this video a thumbs up. I would appreciate it. And hit that subscribe button below to see future content. I hope to see you all in the next video. Bye.